So this is a message to my collective whose spiritual gifts are actually getting much stronger and they're on another level, Okay, the energy was quite interesting. So I've split it into two parts. This is not your energy, but how other people are reacting or gonna be reacting to these changes in your energy and these updates. So the biggest update to your energy is you are really, if you've gone through writer's block or artist block, creative block, let's just say that, for quite a long time, or you found it so difficult to get things started, now you're being told, right, that this is ending for you. The struggle is being released, but it needs a change of mindset. Like your creativity is gonna be blossoming, it's gonna be off the charts. You're going to get heightened intuition. I picked up on, like, let's say, third eye energy, right? Like, you're going to be all of a sudden more aware of certain things without you, like, what's that? Okay, it's the type of clair, it's not clairaudience, but it's like the clair knowing part where you feel like you know some things, but you can't physically prove it just yet, like it's too abstract. Or you're gonna become aware that you know more than you thought you did, that you have such a heightened intuition that you can pick up on things far easier and more quickly now that the resistance and struggle and all of that needs to be released. But I've pulled some cards specifically on what it is you're being asked to release for your gifts to really come through and shine for you. And you need to have this mindset in a positive way. I know it says bully mindset, or you can read it mindset bully. This is in a positive way, right? When it's upright, the light traits of the card are not allowing yourself to be taken advantage of or bullied, having the ability to stand up for yourself, even if people think you are being rude or a little aggressive. Sometimes you need like that backbone to like push back and be like, that's unacceptable. You need to stop doing this or saying that, or, just like standing up for yourself clear and not being afraid of conflict anymore. And this will actually put these bullies in your life back in their place. Like they will choose to move on to easier targets, So an upgrade in your creativity and your intuition, especially, and the clair knowing. There was a word for claircognizance. That's the one. And perhaps even clairvoyance we got with the third eye energy. However, look at these people, some of these people around you and where they're at energetically. So, it says mindset thief with trickery. Like, it's like they will see those blessings and upgrades that you're having soon or about to have, and will try to find a way to weasel back in to your life, or maybe try to negotiate something with you. They might offer you something that seems shiny to you and like, oh, this could really be something. Like, please, you're being really, like, I feel like the advice here is to really be patient. Do not hurry on letting, people dictate what you do with your creativity or your content or whatever it is you do. people, all sorts of opportunists and people will be swooping in to try and, manage you, or they'll say, oh, if you need, just don't get swooped into, a pyramid scheme or any kind of, it doesn't have to be like that, scammy stuff, but also don't let someone who sees your light and wants to take advantage of your light actually trick you into settling for less. So it's and I'm being reminded of this phenomenon where people these people may have grown up disadvantaged, maybe poor, or just not acceptable, but not like that, but unconventionally attractive, like that, right? So these people have grown up with low self-worth, and maybe they faced lots of bullying and people mocking them or whatever it is. But then as soon as these types of people, not all of them, not all, but as soon as these types of people have their glow up, they become very vulnerable to being tricked by people who swoop in, try to tell them everything they've always wanted to hear, love bombing them, and then, taking what they have and, draining their light and charisma and creativity. So if you're with someone, let's say, for example, and you find your creativity is becoming stuck, is becoming blocked, that's genuinely not a good sign. You need to step back and reflect on, okay, where am I overgiving and breaking my back for this person, or, pouring from an empty cup? Because that can happen by accident, a lot of the times it can happen. And a lot of people are susceptible to that. So don't let, these people swoop in and try to make you settle for less or cheat you out of something. You need to trust in your own value, trust in your own light, witness yourself, see your own abilities and creativity for the value that it is, and, keep to that. So you might even encounter more copycat energy. That's a given if you're iconic, it's only natural, for real, is what I'm starting to realize. And cheapskate mindset. So these types of people, they're really nothing but a shiny piece of foil, right? Where you are a diamond or a real gem. And some of them may, give you or gossip about you in the background, tell themselves all sorts of excuses to make everyone feel sorry for them, if I were you, collective, I would have gotten lucky like that. Or, they think your hard work doesn't exist or whatever, or that's what they want to believe. They'll be like, oh, you're the one who got away, you're the one who got lucky, they wouldn't actually, most people don't have that. They have some sort of shame and pride. They wouldn't openly say those things to you, but that's how they feel on the inside. They'll look at all your creativity and improvements, and they'll think, oh, well, of course it happened to you, blah, 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 because of this and because of that, and I didn't have that, and I didn't have that kind of mentality. So to wrap this up, let's look at the final blockages that you need to release for your creativity and your spiritual gifts to just completely blossom and for you to be abundant. So these are the blockages, collective, and honestly, it is so true. And this is the part where it also really resonates strongly for me at this moment in time. So I know this is also a personal message for me as well. So with the Knight of Cups in reverse, the first thing which I thought of was that external validation, right? Drop that need that makes you susceptible to being breadcrumbed or love bombed, right? When you finally take a step back, start complimenting yourself as much as possible, you start looking at your piece of art or your content and witness yourself. You're not gonna need or rely on anyone else's feedback or praise or lack thereof. You're not gonna worry about, oh, but I work so hard and no one acknowledges, or they don't see this and they don't see that. That's a sign. If you're saying that or thinking that way to yourself, that's a big sign that you need to take the time out to really look back at all the special things you've done, all the brilliant things you've done you may have overlooked, because a lot of us creative people, like myself included, we're very perfectionist. Like, we're such a perfectionist. We just take our gifts for granted, like, oh, whatever, no big deal, I bet anyone can do this, blah blah blah. Oh, my writing, or for example, my drawing is not that good, blah blah blah. This person and that person's better, and this that. You know, if you think that way, you will just stay miserable, like, and blocked. Yeah, so if it's one thing you do, like, after listening to this, please look back at anything you might have done. Don't worry about whether it's, it will be considered professional enough or good enough or not. Decide is good enough, is special, is valuable, is brilliant. Could it need room for improvement? Absolutely, yeah. But life is about learning and growing. So just tell yourself you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're iconic, creative. Give yourself all these things you've been waiting to hear from other people every single day, consistently. Whenever you start feeling a little bit down, that, oh, no one's recognizing this or that, or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's the best way. So, also stop hesitating too much. Yes, some reflection is good, but there needs to be a balance to that. Don't hesitate to, like, listen to your heart and really just trust the process. Like, this is such a huge example, right? Lately, right, I've had, just say for the past 2 days, I've been feeling really cool to watch this show called, it's on Netflix, it's called The Order. But then I remember watching that, I think, like 2 years ago, and dropping it after like 3 episodes because I was like, oh, this is going nowhere. The episodes are super long. Oh, the plot's going nowhere. I was too impatient and I just dropped it. Now, like, I've started watching it yesterday, and wow, let me tell you something. I went all the way to episode 6 and I was like, this is actually so interesting. And it's made me realize more things about some of my creative projects in the background, right, that I keep to myself, that are in the drafts, right? Yeah, and I'm like, oh, why did I drop it? Because yeah, I was impatient and I was like, yeah, I watched that show again. So sometimes your heart is being led towards somewhere you might not be able to see. Oh, what does that matter? Like, last time I had this similar nudge to play the game Ace Combat 7 again, right? And I had that same kind of relieved feeling and creative breakthrough. Like, yeah. So sometimes the heart knows better than the mind, metaphorically, like speaking. And this one's a big one. Don't overwhelm yourself or take on too much all at once. Because when the mind is excited, and this always happens to me, when I think, oh, I could do this, and then I can do this, I could do this, that. And then before I know it, I've piled so many things, so many projects, or so many little things to where it adds up, and I'm like, oh, I feel like miserable and tired, I'm working too hard. But who put myself in that situation? I did. So it's like, even if you have a bunch of ideas, it doesn't mean you have to act on all of those ideas all at once and everything has to get done. You can write it all down. Like I write it all down on my notes app. And I have this long scrolled list full of ideas, concepts for stories, cards, and, you know, certain, you know, video content I want to post, etc. Anything creative, any sort of bright ideas. And it's like, before writing it all down, I used to hold it and keep it in my head, and no wonder I used to feel overwhelmed and like, oh, I'm going nowhere for years, you know. And that's the thing. The first solution for a spiritual power upgrade, right, is listen to your heart as well as your mind. Keep a balance. Stop hesitating so much. Give yourself that external validation you're looking for, and don't work too hard.